Hello, and welcome to the Long Island weather update. And it was another clear, beautiful day across the area. The clouds stayed just off to the southeast. They were kind of moving over the South Fork and the east end a little bit. But for the most part, it was another clear day. A little chillier than yesterday across the area, but I was back in the Pines again. And yeah, back in the Pines. I'll have a video for you a little bit later tonight. And yeah, it was quite beautiful. It was at Connecticut State Park. And then at night, going back, actually took the train to Deer Park and enjoyed some pines at night. So yeah, we're gonna start doing some night hikes. I think in the Pine Barrens. I think that would be kind of interesting, though. I'd like a full moon for that. There's no moon out tonight. But anyway, looking at our high resolution satellite, you can see again the clouds literally just off the east end there. And I could have actually gone to West Hampton. I was really wanted to do that, but you know what? It was just as well because if I gone there, I would have gotten stuck. There was the train that I would have taken actually was involved in striking somebody at Bayshore. I don't know what happened with that person, but so at least I avoided that. But anyway, you could see these clouds just off to the southeast there, just off, literally, just skirting by. And literally, they were pretty close, but I mean, maybe the bank of clouds is like maybe 20 to 40 miles from the Pine Barrens, I guess. I was more like over here, but still, I mean, it's pretty close. You can see the bank stretching from northeast to southwest. You can see it's all from that storm. Again, this is the storm right here. Look at it. It almost looks like it has some tropical characteristics to it. It's actually a very powerful storm. We're going to actually take a look at this on the satellite loop. We're going to go to the southeast satellite loop and take a look at it. Well, it doesn't quite show it. I think we're a little too far out. Well, I guess I got to show tropical, to use the tropical Pacific one. Let's see. There's the Caribbean. Yeah. U.S. Atlantic coast. Here, could do tropical Atlantic. Yeah, I guess I'd have to use tropical Atlantic to show the storm. Yep, there it is. So you can see the storm right there. It's probably a little more impressive in visual mode. So let's see if we can get this out to visual mode at least. I guess they don't have a close up of it. There it is. You can see it right there. Wow, it almost looks like it's got some tropical characteristics to it. You can definitely see some convection there. I'm going to actually put this in the lightning mode. Yep, there is some there. So, yeah, pretty impressive storm off the southeast coast. So, just waiting for this to load. You'll see in a minute. Yeah, quite a bit of lightning going on around it. There's the center right there, and you can see definitely, definitely some interesting stuff going on with this storm, for sure. It's now out over the ocean, but it's drifting southeastward, so it's going over warmer water, and this could wind up getting some tropical characteristics. I don't think the Hurricane Center has anything on it, but let's go. No, they don't have anything on it. Of course, they're not going to have anything on it because they don't want to talk about it. That we're getting tropical type of systems in whatchamacallit, in February. There's the storm right there, and I want to go look at the SSTs in the area that it is in. Let's see what we got. The storm is over here. Yeah, it's 70s. I mean, not 80. So that's the thing. It's not 80. It's got to be 80 or greater for a tropical system. And it's not really that much above normal, though. There is a ton of above normal off there. We'll have to see what this storm does. It's definitely interesting, that's for sure. But anyway, let's look at our climate statistics for today. We're actually closer to average today. The high of 40 was right at normal. That's the normal temperature for this time of the year. The low of 29, however, was 5 degrees above normal. So that still puts us 3 degrees above normal for the day at Islip, Central Park, We are 2 degrees above normal. The high of 42 is 1 degree above normal. The low of 29 is 1 degree above normal. Somehow that equals 2 degrees above normal when we go to the average of 36. So let's go to our weather and hazards map, data viewer here, and let's take a look and see what we got going on. Now, tonight we have calm winds, and we're going to probably see some of that radiational cooling. The winds have dropped off tonight. Just a very light north-northeast wind at 3 miles an hour at Islip. Right now, 27 degrees. So we take a look at what the conditions were like at Islip today. You can see temperatures generally cooler than yesterday for sure. You had that northeasterly wind today. So, and West Hampton is already down to 21, and they're probably going to drop even more. Still everywhere else. Suffolk County's dropped into the 20s. Still hanging on to some 30s in Nassau County, depending on when those winds drop. When those winds drop, there'll be radiational cooling. Sure, because West Hampton's down at 21. And Jersey, we still got the wind blowing, so they're in the upper 20s right now. A little bit of a wind, but I think they'll start radiating away. So let's take a look at our highs for the day. And highs generally were around 40 degrees. But in Jersey, also low 40s, so cooler than yesterday. Upper 30s on the Forks. And that's due to that proximity of that storm, the clouds kind of pulling down some of that colder air, even though we didn't get into any of the clouds. And you can see lows. Well, I guess those are the current temperatures. 21 at West Hampton. That is the current low there. 27 at Islip. So they are going below freezing tonight. 19 in the Pine Barrens west of Toms River. So I guess they did have some radiational cooling this morning over there. So let's take a look at our storm right now. And this is it right here on the models here. So we're going to move this forward. You'll see it drifts eastward and just drifts straight eastward there. And so very unusual track. That high stays over us through the end of this week, but we will start getting into a return flow as that high builds back over the southeast. That's going to bring in warmer weather by Friday. And this is an impressive storm too. It's very impressive. If we look at the winds around it, which we will do, some pretty substantial winds actually, and them actually might be affecting Bermuda tomorrow. Maybe Bermuda's somewhere over here, I think. It's very, very interesting to see, and we're going to talk a little more about this storm after I talk about our weather first. Actually, I should not have closed the weather and hazards data viewer because you know what? We'll reopen it because I want to look at some of the buoys around that storm. So I'll keep this up. We will talk about the storm after I get done with this. So there's the storm, but it's going to move away. All right, so let's go to the closer view in view here. We'll go to the HRRR and we'll look at our dew points and wind flow as we go into tomorrow. We still got the northeast window. Very light winds tonight, so I think we might see that radiational cooling. And if that's the case, I think Pine Barrens could see some upper teens to low 20s. Everybody else is going to see mid-20s, except, probably around 30 to 35 in the more urban areas. So it will be colder. Light northeast winds continue tomorrow. You can see that, and we continue to have a similar air mass as today. Then they become more southerly tomorrow night. Tomorrow, well, yes, actually, no, it's still northerly, but southerly winds come into the picture on Thursday, and that's going to bring in the warmer temperatures. So let's look at our air temperatures now, and you'll see tonight will probably going to be a little colder than this in the Pine Barrens. So, mid-20s, mid to upper 20s in a lot of areas, I guess. But like I said, in the Pine Barrens, could be colder than that. Then tomorrow, a little bit warmer. I think we'll get back up into the low to maybe mid-40s tomorrow. Though with that east wind, I still think it's going to have a habit of keeping the temperatures down. And then tomorrow night, we may have to watch for some more radiational cooling. There'll just be high clouds around. So I think we'll probably have some more lows, probably below freezing again. And then for Friday, we warm up now. Friday, it has it much cooler over Long Island. You could see Friday, maybe I'm sorry, not Friday. That was Wednesday. This is Thursday. I'm sorry. So for Thursday, we've got temperatures a little cooler over Long Island, maybe mid-40s, but Jersey could get into the upper 40s on that day. But yeah, so tomorrow be a little bit warmer for Wednesday. But it'll still be a little bit above normal, but you'll see it'll get warmer later in the week. We're not going to talk about that. We'll talk about that more tomorrow night. So let's talk about the skies. We will have to watch for some high clouds, as you saw a little bit on the satellite image. You saw some high clouds trying to get in here. So let's look at the sounding here. What we have some upper level moisture, but still these lines are apart at 15Z. All right, let's move this along to 17Z. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we may still have clear skies tomorrow. Yeah, probably not a whole lot of cloud cover tomorrow. Looking at at least the HRRR, at least on their idea of it. It doesn't look like there'd be a lot of cloud cover tomorrow. So I think we'll have plenty of sun. It's Thursday that we'll deal with more of the high clouds. So let's go to the RGM for the sky. And you'll see that on the RGM. So here's what we have going overnight, clear, and then those clouds kind of just still stay just offshore, I think. But we will have to watch for some high clouds trying to come in, I think, during some part of you can see them on the RGM here. So I think we will have some of those high clouds coming in, and there could be some jet junk in there. But you'll see, as far as overnight, tomorrow night, skies still stay mostly clear, just maybe very scattered cirrus. And then for Thursday, it's actually showing not too many clouds again, so maybe just very scattered cirrus again with that more southerly flow coming in. And then for Friday, we'll probably deal with a little more of it, and then maybe later there'll still be a decent amount of sun. So even though we'll have some high and maybe some mid clouds, mainly that's going to be earlier in the day. So plenty of sun. And Friday is going to be the day that's going to be warmer. So when we go to the GFS, I'll show. Now, see, the GFS is like totally different with the cloud cover. If we look at the regular GFS here, you'll see we got. See, it's a lot more. It looks worse than it is. I think that it always overestimates. But let's look at Let's go to look at that storm again. So we're going to go to We're going to visualize that storm that's offshore because it is pretty impressive, and you'll see it right here. Here it is. If we go to the wind gusts here around the storm, you'll see. Look at that, some pretty impressive wind gusts around this storm. So it's pretty deep, the storm, and like I said, it's over some. It may have some tropical characteristics to it. I don't think it's going to be a tropical storm, but it maybe probably some type of hybrid, as you see here. And this is generating some waves too. So if we look at the wave simulation here, you'll see, 23 footers. So if you're the east coast of Florida has some pretty rough surf right now. So that's where we're going to pull this weather and hazards data viewer out, because you see that there are actually some gale warnings in effect, and even small craft advisories, and even high surf advisories at some rip current statements because of the waves in these areas here that we're getting. So I'm going to put the observations on the screen, and you can see actually they're getting some. It's actually very cold in Florida right now. 63 degrees at this buoy, north-northwest wind at 36, gusting to 45. That's impressive. That's pretty windy right there for Florida. And they had a gust as high as 47 miles an hour. And the high there was only 65. Okeechobee, the high got up to 72, but right now they're 55, so it's definitely chilly. And even if you go to like Miami here, let's find Miami here, 63. Kind of chilly for Miami. Kind of chilly though. They do have. And then these are the observations out of the Bahamas, where they're getting some of those winds too. If 63 there, the high was only 68. That's really cold for the Bahamas. That's really chilly for the Bahamas. So yeah, this storm is really impressive what it's doing out here. And yeah, let's take a look at this buoy here, which is reporting a wind gust to. Actually, at a peak wind gust of 56 miles an hour today, and it's 64 degrees there at that buoy. So this storm is definitely kicking up the waves in a lot of these areas. Here's another one here. 49 degrees. 49, that's cold for that far south. And they had a peak wind gust of 45 miles an hour. This buoy here, though, looks like it's getting... And look at the wave height, 22.6 feet. That is impressive. Actually, I should look at the wave height on these buoys, too, if I didn't notice it. I don't see the wave height here for this buoy, but I'm sure it's pretty impressive. Let's see if we can get one here. Let's see if we can get a buoy with a wave height. All right, this one's got a wave height of 9.2 feet. So yeah, it's pretty high for Florida. So yeah, they're definitely getting some rough surf in Florida for sure. And yeah, it definitely is a little rough there. I'm looking for Palm Beach if I can find it. Um, just kind of curious as what it was. And that's for probably too far south. I've got to find Palm Beach. It's hard with you get the shading here. I can't see where it is. Palm Beach, where are you? That's Coral Springs. It's close enough. Uh, yeah, 59 degrees. The high was only 69 there. Really would like to see Palm Beach. I'm trying to find it. They got that shading there, and this shading is just so you can't even see that. That looks like Palm Beach. Nope, that's Plantation. This shading that they have, the Weather Service really needs to. This shading is too thick. That's a little more what it should be. Because you can't see the cities, you know. But still, this is unusual, so that's why I'm talking about it. Um, and just trying to find Palm Beach here. Or there's Palm Beach. You can't even see the freaking. There's Palm Beach. Just 68. So only 68. That's chilly for Palm Beach, you know. So a little unusual. And these winds are just pretty crazy that they've gotten here, you know. Here's Palm Beach Airport. So let's see what they had a gust up to today. 40 miles an hour. They got up to 72. So I want the official for Palm Beach, but it's still kind of cool for Florida. So this storm is really just unusual. So that's why I wanted to spend some time on it and visualize this storm here again. Very unusual thing, and unusual to see a storm like this in that particular location at this time of the year. And it moves away. It moves toward Bermuda, actually, I think. I don't think where's Bermuda doesn't even show up on here. Really? Oh boy. But yeah, it's going to be moving toward Bermuda, I think. But I don't think it's at Bermuda yet. Here's Bermuda. Let's see. East wind at 17. Not yet. But it's 58 degrees there. That's chilly. 59 degrees. The high was only 63 there today. Light rains. They're getting some miserable, drizzly, misty weather there. So the storm is affecting them too. So they got pretty impressive. We're going to go to the windy.com. And look at that. This is the other way we can visualize the storm, because again, it's really impressive. I mean, we put the wind gusts here. Wow, this is a pretty strong storm here. 71 miles an hour. I mean, this is pretty impressive wind gusts. And as we move this along, you'll see it's gonna be moving. It is gonna weaken, I think, as it moves east. But still, really intense, very unusual to see. And again, visualizing with the oceans here, again, just crazy stuff going on here. So very rough surf at the Florida beaches, all the way up to the Carolinas, and we may be feeling some slight effects from it, but still really, and then Bermuda too, just having a miserable time of it. And they're gonna be dealing with it a lot, I think, through this week. So not a good situation for that area. But for us, we stay dry. And that's all for this Long Island weather update. Have a good night.